Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Unmask. I hope you guys have been keeping well. I'm really excited to be back and to be sharing with you guys. Today's episode, I really hope it is going to be very informative in a way. I'm just actually sharing what I've been experiencing and like the things that I've learned and am learning and working through and dealing with right now. And I'll start off by saying, like, May was such an eventful month, just in the sense that I was just in spaces where I was really inspired, like seeing people's ideas come to life, interacting with a lot of creatives, and it just really inspired me to want to do more and to really show up for myself and like put myself out there, put my work out there. And I just really had to go back and look at myself, like honestly have a look and just be real, and just try and like figure out why it is that like I haven't been showing up for myself, like what's been stopping me from actually putting my things out there and just taking up space, and I realized that I've just been stuck in this people pleasing cycle. I thought I had overcome that. I was like, yeah, I'm not a people pleaser anymore, but I think I am, because I've been so worried about being like how I've been how can I put it? Okay, actually I've been operating out of fear. I'm too concerned about like things not going right, and I've just been thinking quite negatively most of the time, especially with regards to the things that I want to do. And I've been afraid of how people will perceive me, and worried about whether people will like the things that I put out there, and just all of that, and I felt like all of those things were leading me to overthink and holding me back, because I was judging myself so harshly that like I wouldn't even take action, like I just wasn't doing anything anymore. And that kind of defeats the purpose of like wanting to be a creative and then you don't create. That doesn't make sense, and if you consider yourself to be a creative or an artist or whatever, that like it feels so good to create stuff and to share your work, like regardless of like how people receive it. It feels good to have created that thing. And it's like I've kind of like not allowed myself to even experience that, and I feel like I'm robbing myself of the gift of whatever my gift is, as well as like other people who get to experience it. It's like I'm robbing them of that gift as well. And like I was actually like trying to like figure out, like get to the real root cause of all of this, like okay, I'm scared of being perceived by people. I'm always worried about what people are gonna say, what people are gonna think. I'm just always judging myself and criticizing myself and just like having negative thoughts. And it happened so much that I kind of lost sight of like my whole purpose and the intention behind everything that I was doing. I started playing small and just like really minimizing all of the things that I really do believe in, but then it made me wonder that like, do I even believe in them if this is how I'm treating them? Like, do I believe in my gifts? Do I believe in like whatever it is that I'm trying to put out there, if I am minimizing it so much, because by minimizing it, it's like I also am putting myself in a space where people can also give me less and treat me like less than what I am. because I'm just saying, oh no, it's fine, I only deserve less. Like, no, you have more. No, you take it all. And I mean, it's like, what are you expecting other people to fight for you? If you don't fight for you, no one's gonna do that, you know. No one is coming to save you. And I do believe in myself, and I do believe in the things that I want to do. So the only way to prove that to myself is to show up, you know. And I think also showing up for yourself, like, consistently builds confidence, and that builds trust. And I think when you start to trust yourself, like, it's easier to make decisions and to like choose yourself and choose the things that work for you. And I realized, because like I was in a space where I was actually trusting myself, I was actually finding it hard to make decisions, and I found myself overthinking everything, you know. I wanted to be in control of everything. I wanted to know what's gonna happen with everything. That also leads you to inaction, because you can't decide, you can't make a decision, and you just like, you get so frustrated that you just like leave it. And at the end of the day, the thing doesn't get done because you couldn't decide what to do, and then you did nothing. And then the days of doing nothing pile up, and then you look at yourself, you look back at like, what do you have to show for all of these days? You've got nothing, because you couldn't decide what to do, or you couldn't make any decisions, you couldn't choose something. And I think it's so weird how like one thing can really like, it just kind of, it's like it has a domino effect, you know. Not showing up has led to me it's like me not believing in my things manifested as me not showing up, and me not trusting myself manifested as me overthinking everything. And like, once I actually realized that, like, it just wasn't in alignment with what I want for myself and what I believe about myself, you know. So I had to go back to the drawing board and realize, okay, dude, you need to go back to being consistent, you know. But you also have to like start doing new things that are gonna push like the needle, you know, for the things that you actually want to do. Because there are things that I do and I'm very consistent, and that part of my life I'm doing really well. But like, I want that to pour into everything else in my life, you know, because I feel like I don't want to find myself in a space where I'm so frustrated that I just come here to vent and I end up spilling instead of actually pouring into this space, you know. Because I really want to be intentional about how I show up here, and how I want to show up here is I want to be open, I want to be real, I want to be authentic, and I want to be honest, you know. And the thing about being authentic is like, you can't be concerned about people liking you and how people like what people think of you, you know, because you're just being you have to be true to yourself. And authenticity is, to me, it's about like owning your truth, and it's not about the other people, you know. And I feel like, because I haven't actually been checking in with myself and reflecting much, like that's part of the reason why I also found myself feeling so lost, you know, because it's like I'm trying to navigate through life, but like I'm just looking all around me for the answers instead of looking within me. And I thought like, it's like everything is just too much out here, I just need space. And I try to like just kind of go off the grid a little bit, you know, excuse me. But I just realized that like the issue wasn't being on social media, the issue wasn't like being outside, the issue was that I didn't have peace within myself. I wasn't checking in with myself. It's like I stopped doing all my mindfulness practices that were helping me to stay grounded and helping me to like stay in touch with myself. It's like I kind of couldn't hear my intuition anymore. I wasn't centered, and yeah, it shows. It really shows. I can feel it and I see it in my own life, and I'm so tired of living that life, and now I want to come back to living a purposeful life. that makes sense to me, and I realized, like, when you're in a good vibe, like, you actually even attract people like that. I haven't really been attracting anyone, thank God, because I was not in a good vibe. And you know what they say, your vibe attracts your tribe, and I'm not trying to attract people who are on a low vibe. I'm sorry, that's just not for me. Like, I'm done with that. Like, if that's you and you still want to be on your low vibe, go ahead, do your thing, but not with me. Count me out. I am like being more intentional in like the things that actually make sense. Not really, yeah, the things that make sense to me, and doing and showing up for myself, and doing the things that are going to help me to move forward and grow and evolve and so forth. And I feel like it's like I haven't been doing anyone favors by not showing up, like I feel like I've also just been robbing myself and the people who have to gain from whatever it is that I have to share of that, and I'm tired of doing that, and now I just want to take up space. So Rob, no one even knows who that is, but he wrote a WhatsApp story that I felt like I really needed to read that. But it was just about, he was just encouraging us to like share what you like, because you never know like who else might like that thing, and how that thing can actually change your life in like such a nonchalant way. So like, you shouldn't shrink yourself for anyone or anything. And I was really like shrinking myself, and I felt like that's not who I am, and the way I've been acting doesn't seem to resonate with who I believe I am. And I just felt like I wasn't being authentic. And then I read something that someone wrote, like, yeah, I just feel like, my WhatsApp, I don't know, but it was just that they were just saying that the thing about being authentic is that there is no image to maintain. Like, you'll be liked by some people, and some people you're probably gonna disturb their peace, hey. But I think what stuck with me the most about the post was that like, none of that should actually concern you. You should only be concerned with the truth of your being. So yeah, it was something along those lines. And I feel like, yes, I shouldn't be so concerned about whether people like me or not. I just have to be concerned about the truth, and that is what I'm concerned about. And I also feel like I don't say things that are controversial on this podcast. I don't know why I'm like, oh, they're gonna cancel me, oh my god. I don't care, because I'm not gonna say things that are gonna hurt people. I'm gonna be honest and open and loving and real. I'm gonna keep it real. Yeah, so those are the things that I've actually noticed, like, I'm tired of operating from a place of fear. I want to move from a place of love now, and I'm just choosing to focus on the good, because where your attention goes, energy flows, and I want my attention to go into the things that I love, and like putting that stuff out there so the energy can go there as well. So I've just decided, like, I'm gonna do it cringe. Like, if I feel cringe about it, I'm still gonna do it. Like, I don't think I have any other choice. But another thing that I can say is, like, it's really important to find evidence to support the thing that you believe, because with all of the negative things that I was like thinking, it was just all in my head. But when I actually like looked for evidence to support the good things, it was there. It was all there, and I just had no other reason to keep like being negative. Yeah, there was no other reason to stay in that space, because I realized that actually, like, all of the things that I was so worried about, they aren't even real. So I think it is important to actually look for evidence that supports the good, and like fight for the things you want, not for your limitations. Don't go and like defend all of the limitations that you have. If anything, work with the people who give you solutions. Like, let's see how we can actually make this work, and like, get over yourself. That's me. Get over yourself, dude. Like, even this thing of always being concerned about how you're gonna be perceived, people don't really care about you like that. Like, nobody's thinking about you like that. For me, I know that because most of the time I'm not even thinking about other people. I'm so concerned with my life and the people in my life. I don't care about like people on social media like that. Like, I'm just sitting here judging some girl who said something on her podcast. I'm not doing that, so why do I think that other people are doing that? Like, so yeah, I just had to tell myself, like, dude, get over yourself. Nobody's thinking about you. Just be kinder to yourself. Don't shrink yourself. Take up space. Show up, believe in yourself, and just stop worrying about the other. They will worry about themselves. Okay, the last thing, this is actually tied to my previous episode where I was talking about staying in appreciation. So yes, with my journaling, that is what I'm doing. I'm gonna be doing some appreciation journaling, because acknowledging and appreciating the good things about yourself really does help to, like, it does boost your mood. It does, like, it reminds you that, you're doing so much good and there's so much to appreciate about yourself, and what you appreciate appreciates, and the more that, what you appreciate appreciates. So keep appreciating yourself, keep acknowledging those things, say them out loud to yourself. Like, look for those things and appreciate them and acknowledge them. Don't minimize them. And even if it feels cringe at first, like, just stick with it, because it's like, if you don't, like, you know what you want. Yeah, you're trying to overcome that negativity or that thing of not actually seeing, like, the good in you. My thing is also, like, if you don't want to appreciate yourself or, like, appreciate the good things about yourself or the things that you do, like, I don't know, bro, I can't help you. Yeah, but for me personally, that's what helps, and that is what's helping me, like, appreciating myself and also, like, acknowledging the good and being intentional about actually, like, feeling better and doing the things that make me feel better, even if they feel cringe. And now I think, like, the next best step for me is to start putting things out there, and at least I've recorded this episode. I'm gonna post it, even if I feel cringe about it. I'm gonna post it. And if you've listened up until here, thank you so much. That's all I have to say. It was a lot, but I really hope that there were some gems. And yeah, man, if you want change, you just really have to love yourself enough to do the necessary work. Just love yourself enough to change, to try, because if not, then you're gonna you won't even stay the same. It gets worse. Yeah, like, people think, if nothing changes, it's all gonna stay the same. No, it's gonna get worse, because everything else is changing and it's improving. And, like, it's like when you are looking at your life and you feel stagnant and you actually don't do anything, it's not gonna stay like that. It's gonna get worse, because everybody else is just gonna keep going and moving and doing better, and you're still stuck in 2003 and we're moving, so yeah, don't do that. Anyway, thank you if you have been listening up until here. I really do appreciate it. And also, guys, thank you so much for following the page. Our followers are growing slowly but surely. If you haven't followed us yet, please follow at unmask.podcast on Instagram. Yeah, we're only on Instagram. And you can also follow my other stuff. I have a photography page and my personal page. My photography page is sebs.studio, and then my page is sebabatso_. Yeah, guys, I would really appreciate it if you followed me. And also, like, feel free to engage with me. I really do enjoy it. It's nice, like, when someone's like, listen to your podcast, I really like this. I like that and appreciate that so much. So guys, yes, thank you. Please continue to share my podcast. If you haven't, please do share my podcast. Come back again, because I'm gonna be showing up, I'm gonna be posting. If not, you can actually just you can come at me on my Instagram. You can just come and tell me girl, you said this and you're not doing it. Yeah, but that's all I have to say. Thank you so much. Goodbye. Stay in appreciation. Sending you so much love. Take care of yourselves.